Hey, I'm Russ.
And I'm Steve.
Growing up in the 80s, we were introduced to video games, movies, and technology that made a lasting impression on us and forever enriched our lives.
I think I'm gonna cry.
It's been a fascinating journey to be a part of, one that we constantly treasure.
Higher, booty.
Our goal is simple: share our magical moments of discovery and geek out with lovely folks, just like you.
Achievement unlocked.
So if you crave pixel goodness, memorable moments, and experiences that make your inner child do the happy dance, you've come to the right place.
Let's do this.
Welcome to Joygasm.
Ah, yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Russ, Xbox Live Gamertag, Toaster360. I'm here with my bald and beautiful brother, Steve, aka Xbox Live, Stevevich.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't know we had the Joker in our midst. Very nice. Welcome to episode 2.
Episode dos.
We just got through the agonizing labor, and we have a beautiful baby in the shape of Joygasm.
Mm-hmm.
We're just these really proud parents over here.
Mm-hmm.
Little sore, but happy.
A little bit clamped.
A little verklempt. But yeah, we actually got through the first episode. It was a lot of fun, and we were able to kind of talk a little bit about ourselves from a kind of a child rearing perspective of how we kind of got into this wonderful world of gaming, that sort of thing. I think we're just going to kind of keep on going here, see what's going on. We're going to nurse it to health. We're going to see what we're going to do. So, Steve.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good, Russ. I'm good. I got some stuff in my mind.
Oh.
But I'm good. I'm good. It's good to be here. It's good to be with you. Because you are a handsome man.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Indeed.
you. I will go so far as to say you are adorable.
Oh, so sweet.
Indeed.
Glucose. I'm a diabetic in here.
I can't get too much sugar. Anyway, so the last episode we were kind of focusing on gaming most of the time here, and so today we're going to pivot and actually have a focus on movies. But before we get to that, I need to take a sip of some high quality H2O.
Ethos, if you will. Sure, everyone loved to hear that.
Oh, crystal clear goodness. My goodness.
Man. I didn't get any water.
What's the matter, son? A little parched?
Movies, Russ.
Oh, movies.
Movies.
Oh, you know what? Actually,
Yes.
we need to talk about what we played recently. What have you been up to?
Well, I'll tell you. What I'd like to start playing is that the Battlefield, because I bought it, and I just played it in the beginning. You just played it in the beginning, and the sound is great, and the game's awesome. But Overwatch, just like I was saying in the last episode, has been taking over my life. I haven't been playing Battlefield, but
Overwatch.
that's all I've played. Overwatch and Clash of Clans. Won both wars.
Oh, snap.
I need to say both wars because I'm in two different clans, which is, again, that's nothing uncommon. I think other people do the same thing.
Was it a full-on war, or was it like just a little skirmish?
No, it was no, definitely not a skirmish.
Did you leave everything on the battlefield, Steve?
I left it all on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for you. I hope you gave a Braveheart-style roar at the end of it.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Only to myself. No one else could hear, but yeah, that's what this is for, though.
Oh. Well, the game I've been playing recently is Horizon Zero Dawn for PS4, and love the game. It is absolutely gorgeous. I just cannot get enough of that. It's like one of those games, the more I play it, the more I enjoy it. And the gameplay mechanics are great. I really love the cyborgs in it. Just all of the different types of creatures I'm coming in contact with.
So remind me on the story, because I've only watched a little bit of it.
Okay.
So I mean, I get where the people are, that, you know, the machines are kind of taking over.
Mm-hmm.
How do the machines, or maybe this hasn't been explained yet, but how do the machines know to create like all this dinosaur stuff?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't gotten that far in the plot. I'm still making my way through it. But
no answer to my question then.
Unfortunately, I'm about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop in that one, Steve. But I can say though, I mean, as I'm making my way, I'm being introduced to new creatures, like I mentioned earlier. The story is starting to kind of crack open little by little. It's kind of like an onion; it has layers to it. It's kind of going, it's taking its time, which is great. I'm getting used to all of the different types of weapons that I'm getting, and just enjoying the map. Actually, the overhead map. I think you've watched me play that game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The overhead map is actually really a cool approach to just what your typical, you know, topography map would look like. It has kind of a sweet kind of 3D-ish style and that sort of thing. But anyway, love going through all the different night and day scenarios, the weather effect changes, all that kind of stuff, and just you know, becoming more one with my bow.
Shooting bows and arrows to steal mechanized dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
It's different. It's creative. I'll give it that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Good.
I'm going to be enjoying that for some time. But that's kind of what I've been playing recently. Most of my time has been spent over the last 2 days anyway, actually kind of getting Joygasm up and running through our podcast, which, by the by, I received an email from Apple and they said that our podcast has been approved. So real excited about that. And yeah, I actually did a little screen grab. Apparently only I have access to it, but it should be coming up here probably in
well, by the time you hear this, it'll be up.
Very good point, Steve. Very good point. So yeah, I took a couple of pictures since you haven't had a chance to see it. So Steve has not seen any of this stuff yet.
Show it over here, Russ.
So I'll pass my phone over to you. Here's what it looks like.
Hey, your brightness turned all the way up.
Here!
My eyes! Okay. Sweet.
Got everything there in all of its glory. So it's a big step. It's a baby step, but it's a big step. And just seeing that, it's like, all right, I was victorious in figuring out just how to get through the barriers of entry and getting the podcast up to iTunes.
That's a big step, Russ. I would say that's a big step.
I have another one here for you. Here's the picture of it, what it looks like when you're actually listening to when you're playing it.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Nice. And the dot on the J.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a text from Brad.
Ah, good old Brad. I think Brad is going to be probably one of our dedicated correspondents to the show because Bradley,
he's really smart.
This is a guy who plays nonstop. I mean, I think one time when you were over, we were grilling steaks or something outside, and we had him on the phone, and I asked him what his Xbox gamer score was, and it just blew me away because
it was 150,000 or something like that.
I think it was 132,000, somewhere right around there. I mean,
6 digits.
Basically, take what my gamer score is, and then you add on 100,000 gamer score points, and that's where he is. I mean, the guy, and that's just for Xbox. The guy has every system, and he just plays and plays and plays. I mean, it's impressive. It's very impressive. Makes my nipples hard, but I think it's gonna be fun to have him on the show in the near future. get some insight and whatnot. He kind of has his own finger posts on the industry, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, had to share that with you because,
Milestone.
I had to share with all you too, all you people out there listening. Obviously,
Which is right now nobody.
no, nobody exactly. We shall continue talking to ourselves in the lonely darkness.
Yes.
So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let us move on to the movie news. How about that?
I like movies.
I like movies.
I like that.
Oh, the Joker came back real briefly again. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the articles. Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Big staple
Right.
amongst the clan of us. Star Wars Episode 9 got a release date.
December?
Nope.
November?
No.
Okay, I'm at what?
It's May 24th of 2019.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that,
That's kind of a long time away.
Ow.
That's kind of, okay.
Well, it's Episode 9. Episode 9, Steve.
But didn't they release The Force Awakens and then Rogue One like a year later?
Yeah, they've been doing like a Star Wars movie release each year. And, like this year, for instance, Episode 8 will in fact be released in December. That's probably what you're thinking about is Episode 8, which is The Last Jedi. Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Okay, yeah.
The film itself for Episode 9 will be directed and co-written by Colin Trevorrow, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. But yeah, in addition to having The Last Jedi coming out, they also have, I don't know if you've heard about this yet, they have a Han Solo spin-off movie that they're working on.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
You did hear about that?
I did that, but don't ask me any questions, kids. All I did was hear about it, so. Oh, I'll tuck that back in a brain fold.
Oh. Well, actually, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Riddle me this, Steve.
Oh, boy.
What are your thoughts on actually having a Han Solo spinoff movie? Because apparently it's supposed to take place back when Han Solo was younger. So you're not going to have Harrison Ford reprising his role. They're going to have another actor. And I know that they had some sort of headline earlier on about who that person was, and I just don't know who that is because I'm lame.
No, I'm curious. I mean, Han Solo definitely had history with Jabba beforehand, and all we saw was Episode 4. So, and there was already stuff that happened. So, I mean, Disney's going to milk this either which way they can, but there's definitely a way to milk it for a story because there's something there. I'm just going to say what I hope they don't do is just slap something together and throw it out there because there's a lot of, and I've said this to you before, there's a lot of diehard Star Wars fans out there who like all the characters, not just Luke Skywalker, but they like Han Solo, they like Leia. I mean, and when they know, yeah, I'll pause. Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm thirsty. And
I'm just going to drink this really, really slowly.
I'm trying to finish a thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, now I got to rub my eyeball, did you? So anyway, good grief. I want the story.
Pink eye will do it to you.
I don't have pink eye. Well, that was probably really loud. Sorry about that. Yelling at all you guys in the car. So, I do want it to be a fan-based film, not something they slap together, and make it kind of PC. I don't want that. I just want an artistic, vision-filled Star Wars. I mean, it doesn't even have to have Luke Skywalker. It could be all Han Solo, but it exists in the Star Wars galaxy, and so therefore it should have that Episode 4, 5, and 6 feel. That's what I miss out of all the latest Star Wars. I miss that all the artistry that the core episodes had. So as long as they do that, they got my money.
Yeah, I've often thought about if they were to have other Star Wars movies come out that take place kind of around the same vein as 4, 5, and 6, or perhaps a little bit later, and they needed to do like a Han Solo spinoff. Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt would be a pretty good Han Solo if they ever needed to do like a reboot or Not necessarily a reboot, but just I don't know. I have a very heart-shaped image of Chris Pratt.
I got a man crush on Chris Pratt, but I don't think he'd make a good Han Solo. He's not I mean, he's entertaining to watch, but I don't think he has that gruff kind of Marlboro. How can I say it? Marlboro man, look to him, sort of thing.
Well, Harrison Ford has like that kind of exclusive quality about him. Where I don't know if I would go so far as to say Marlboro man, but like I know what you're saying. He has that rugged,
feel to him.
Yeah.
I mean that character, but they have to base it on the Harrison Ford because they're not going to recreate 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, there is no replacing Harrison Ford.
Han Solo is Han Solo, so they can't go, okay, well that was Harrison Ford. This is going to be a brand new Han Solo because again, it's going to take away from those episodes, the magic of those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever that is has to know the Harrison Ford character and bring it to a younger version of Han Solo.
Yeah. I don't know if they have come up with a release date for that or not for the Han Solo spinoff movie, but I will definitely be keeping a sharp eye on the horizon.
2 eyes.
Oh, as long as I could spare them.
I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah.
So another little tidbit of news regarding the whole Star Wars world is that the Last Jedi costumes, from the movie, have been revealed via a bonus image for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So,
which will then be released on the internet because whoever's going to get it is going to put it out.
Of
there,
course,
so everybody's going to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's up there now. You can go up there.
Okay.
I guess GameStop Ireland had posted the new costumes in all their glory, and I took a look at it. I think IGN posted it too, and so I took a little gander. And actually, their costumes look pretty sweet. They've got a little bit more of the kind of evolving maturity between both.
No more earth tones. Dark robes.
Well, you don't discount that, Steve.
Right.
But the big thing about it is that you could tell that there is a noticeable transitionary visual element to both of their costumes, both Kylo Ren and Rey. So, I thought that was definitely worth mentioning. If you get a chance, check it out because I actually really do dig the costumes. Also, the title, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there has been some talk, some coffee talk,
some chatter,
a little bit of chatter here and there on the interwebs. What that means is do they mean it's plural, like it's just the last of all the Jedi? Is it just one Jedi in particular? What is the meaning behind the title Star Wars: The Last Jedi? And apparently, the Last Jedi title refers to Luke Skywalker, according to the film's director and writer,
of course,
Rian Johnson.
Right.
So it is singular, not plural. And another little tidbit is that Rey's parents apparently are going to be revealed in Episode 8 coming out this year in December, as you so eloquently thought that Episode 9 was going to be.
Right. My question is...
He has a question on this.
See, okay. So, Luke had to get his training, which he was already too old. And then Yoda died, and there hasn't been any new Jedis since. There has just been Jedis in the past. So Rey obviously possesses the abilities to use the Force, but she still needs the training, of which she's still too old. But where is she going to get the training? I mean, she hasn't been to Dagobah. I don't even think she knows about Dagobah. Yoda's gone. Ben's gone. Anakin's gone. And then it's only Luke. So, I mean, Luke might be able to do it, but she still has to kind of harness the abilities to use the Force, not just attempt at using it whenever. You know, that's my question.
So your question is, who's going to train her?
Yeah.
Well, there's always opportunity for new characters to be introduced, but also, I mean, you can't discount Luke Skywalker. I mean, Luke is
the man.
Well, I mean, it's just. I actually have a bit of a thought process on Luke versus Rey in terms of just the characters themselves. But I'll answer your question first. I think that they're probably going to allude to something. Like one of the things that's been widely speculated is that Luke has had some sort of Jedi Academy that he was doing in between episodes 6 and 7, and as a result, there may have been some things that have happened. Like some people are hypothesizing that perhaps Kylo Ren used to be a student of Luke Skywalker's at his Jedi Academy that he formed. Things went awry, and there may have been some sort of devastating attack that had occurred that caused Luke to kind of go into hiding because he felt personally responsible for what was happening. That's just one theory. There actually are quite a few theories overall.
I hope they have it hashed out. I hope they're not running by the seat of their pants.
No. I honestly think that they've... Well, George, Mr. George! Hey, Georgie! He actually wrote treatment for 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, man, it's got to be good.
It's got to be
Oh,
good.
man. 1, 2, and 3 were amazing.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Oh, good grief.
Is
Is Jar Jar coming back? That's all I want to know.
Weezy. But no, just in terms of the treatment itself, I think that they are taking that into consideration as they're doing 7, 8, 9. Obviously, they are kind of going off the beaten path as well, and applying a lot of their own ideology into it. But as a whole, though, there are several different theories as to what could happen, and that's part of the fun going to see episode 8 and episode 9, just kind of see the plot line unravel for us and that sort of thing. I'm actually really curious too about who Rey's parents are. That's been another fun kind of topic of conversation, but unfortunately I don't really have anything worth talking about, so I'm not going to really get into it at this point.
Although they have to be well versed in all areas: galaxy, pilotry, shooter, fighting, survivalist stuff, because Rey was a character that kind of was a I don't know, multifaceted, skilled warrior of everything Star Wars, all of a sudden when she just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I think, okay, I'm going to open up Pandora's box here. And I'm going to reach inside.
Oh, snap.
And I'm going to pull out something that is... It's something that I notice as a kind of a comparison. It's just a comparison. And this is not meant to piss anybody off or anything like that. It's just something that I'm noticing. And I actually, the first time I had a thought about this, I actually watched somebody talk about this on YouTube. So I cannot claim this as something that it was just purely me. That's not correct at all.
Okay.
But after having watched this guy do this analysis, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was very much a whoa kind of moment. But he compared Luke Skywalker's character to Rey's character in terms of just how the characters played out. Now, granted, we've only seen Rey in one movie,
right?
So it's a little difficult to see like what they're going to do. But let's just base it off of what we know.
Yeah.
So he was going on talking about how when you watch the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, the character Luke is a flawed character. If you stop to think about it, he can't do anything right.
Right.
I mean, he fails at just about everything.
Right.
If he's at the bar, he can't talk people down. If he's
kind of socially awkward.
Well, yeah, he's socially awkward.
Kind of a whiny guy.
Yeah, he's unable to save his friends. His friends have to actually save him on Cloud City. If he's
right,
even when he's facing the Emperor, he fails. Like he fails at everything. Like literally, the only thing that he really did right was on the Death Star when he was able to shoot, fire his proton torpedoes into the Death Star. But if you think about everything else that he did, he actually ended up having to rely on other people to bail him out. I mean, even his own father just took pity on him when the Emperor was killing him.
Right.
So the cool thing about that, and I'm saying that as not a bad thing at all. I'm saying that's actually a really, really great storytelling method, because I, as a viewer, can identify with him.
Of course.
Because I'm human.
Right.
And we humans are not perfect. We make mistakes. We screw up all the time. It's something that's just a part of our nature. But that's okay because we're all like that. And seeing a character as flawed as that, just, everyone who can't identify with them.
Right. Well, okay, go ahead.
So just to wrap it up, like with Rey, it was the complete opposite. I mean, with watching Rey on screen, she could do no wrong.
Right.
I mean, everything, whether it was handling herself against thugs who were trying to mug her toward the beginning of the film, to her being able to scale up and down Star Destroyers that had crash landed with no problem, to being able to miraculously operate the Millennium Falcon,
Right.
to being able to use mind tricks on Daniel Craig, who was the stormtrooper in the scene, which I think is brilliant. But, I mean, just seeing that she was able to do that, or be able to pull the lightsaber from the snow when she's
Right.
fighting Kylo Ren.
Right. Just because she's heard of the Force.
Well, that's the thing. It's like all of these different things that when we watch Luke, I mean, it took Luke until the second film to be able to just pull a lightsaber out of the snow, when he was hanging upside down on Hoth.
Right.
So when it comes to that, that's where I begin to get a little bit of a distance between my attachment to the character of Rey, because I want to see her mess up. What is her vice? What is
Right.
something that she's weak at? I mean,
Sure.
even when Kylo Ren, who's had Sith training,
Mm-hmm.
he's had some level of it, and possibly even like Jedi training as well. We don't know,
Right.
but the point is that he's had some training on it, where she has had none. And she's able to keep, force him back out of her mind, when he's invading her mind and
Mhm.
torturing her that way, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. I mean, every single scene that I think, oh, okay, she's going to struggle, there's really no struggle.
Right.
And so my hope is, moving forward, is that we will be able to see some sort of character flaw, some sort of imperfection that's there. Because otherwise it just, dare I say, it almost seems like pandering and towards kind of the sexes, where it's like, because she's a girl, they make her as invulnerable as possible. And I mean, I absolutely love the character. I love the actress who they have. I think the whole concept is fabulous, but I don't want them to patronize the audience. I
Right.
want them to be able to have some real dicey situations, and perhaps, forcing her character to have to rely on the help of others,
Right.
or something to that effect.
Well, I think it's also she has to have some mistakes in order to pick herself back up, dust herself off, and continue moving forward. Because what Luke did is, yeah, he was a flawed character. He was whiny and couldn't do much on his own. But you saw his struggle, and you saw his courage, and you saw his will to overcome. And it was because he had the heart to continue to do the right thing and the courageous thing that kept pushing him forward. So, yeah, no one wants to mess up, but messing up is okay because you learn from it.
Mhm.
Rey,
You have valuable lessons as a
yeah,
result.
I mean, how much did he mature from all of episode 1 and then all of episode? I mean,
Right.
these are tremendous building blocks.
Yeah.
Versus Rey, who, I mean, she's already learned everything before, and then here she's displaying everything she's learned. And I mean, what that, even though that's cool,
Yeah.
in a way, it's not as cool as identifying with a character and going, yeah, I've been there. I can identify with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though I'm a guy, I could still identify with a female character if she's kind of gone through some of the similar life experiences that I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
But having mastered every single skill, pretty much, I can't identify it. There's a tremendous separation there. There's
Yeah.
tremendous separation, I think, for a lot of folks.
Yeah, and not to say that we've seen her master every kind of Jedi skill out there, because there are clearly certain ones that we have not seen. But just, I felt like there was just a lot. It was almost as if, like, yeah, because we had already seen these different Force abilities in the past, they kind of just wanted to sprinkle them in there and just do these things. And I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of a,
History.
well, no, more of like a journey for her,
Mhm.
where she has to earn her abilities, as opposed to just like, oh, well, I can just do that. Like, fine. Like, I would say, if they were to pick just one one thing, one or maybe two. Do the scene where he's violating her mind. You know, he's going in, he's causing pain, that kind of thing, and have that where she has the ability to like push him out as a result of her body reacting really from a tribal core primal kind of way. You know, like when your body is at the point of breaking, or you just, you know, you reach down deep down inside and you pull out something that you didn't even know existed.
Adrenaline kind of.
Yeah. I think that would be really, really cool. Like that kind of scene could stay in, because then at that point we're like, whoa, okay, she's got the force. I mean, like the force is strong with this one. So, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I don't mean to be too critical of it, as I really did enjoy the film, and then I'm just a huge Star Wars nut in general. So, gotta have critiques, gotta be a little critical here and there.
Well, there's obviously a lot of time that has passed between the last time we see Luke Skywalker into The Force Awakens, because he's aged quite a bit. So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on there. What I hope Disney doesn't do is go, okay, here's a movie forward, here's a movie back, here's a movie forward, here's a movie back, and so we're constantly shifting back and forth, you know, through the timeline versus expanding it out. You know what I mean? Because how do you kind of keep track of the chronology of the whole entire story? You know, or if you're a first-time viewer getting into Star Wars, you know, is someone going to say, okay, you have to start with Episode 3 because that's where it's really good, and then you have to go to episode, you know, and then go 4. All right, excuse me, start with 4, 5, 6, and then go back to 1, and then now you're gonna. That's gonna be confusing.
Well, I don't think that's gonna be too much of a problem, just because George got the
George.
It's George Lucas.
George.
He already took care of the prequels of Episode 1, 2, and 3, and really, I think though in the world of Star Wars, Disney will, with the main storyline, they will continue to march forward. I think that if they decide to do other films that take place in different parts of where the various episodes landed, I think that's going to be okay. I, for one, actually like that. I like the idea where, like, okay, yeah, you have your core episodes that are going on that you know, kind of drive the main canon forward. Mm-hmm. But then like Rogue One was awesome. I mean, I loved how they did a film where they went back, mm-hmm. and it was just, you know, right before Episode 4. It was kind of like, you know, between Episode 3 and Episode 4, more leaning toward the 4. But that was just fantastic to have a revisiting of just how the stormtroopers look, seeing the Death Troopers for the first time, seeing how the AT-ATs had like a new version of their armor, or I should say an older version that we didn't know about before. And all the characters, seeing a lot of the beloved characters from the original Episode 4, flying in their X-Wings and then so on and so forth. I personally really enjoyed that. I thought that was great because I just have a very sentimental reaction of a nostalgia when I see those types of costumes and those characters and that sort of thing. So,
well, okay then.
Uh-huh. But that's what makes these things kind of interesting, is being able to
hash it out.
Oh, hash it out. So yeah, moving right along. Logan.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You haven't seen it yet. I took my wife on a date.
Oh,
yeah. We decided to go check it out, and
well, you picked the most romantic movie out there, right?
I know. I did warn her ahead of time. I was just like, okay, do you realize this is not going to be a typical Wolverine movie? This is like rated R.
He's kind of a fatherly figure to this girl, okay? So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a couple's film, you know, and mom and dad can go see it.
Yeah, no, but you've got to see it. It's seriously one of, I would say it's close to Deadpool.
Russ.
I'm trying. It's close to Deadpool in the sense of like how much I enjoyed it. I mean, for those that are listening, Deadpool is seriously one of my absolute favorite comic book movies.
And can be a couple's movie.
Yes. Yes, it can.
Yeah. I saw it on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying that's why it's a couple's movie.
Did you see it with your girlfriend?
I did.
Oh, very nice. So with Logan, they are actually going to be re-releasing the film back in the theaters, but get this, it's going to be in black and white.
And that's going to be good?
Yes. after seeing the film, I mean, the film in its original color version was great too. But I mean, I'm pumped for that because the style that they shot it in will lend itself really well to a black and white. Because the film itself is almost like a Western.
Okay.
Just kind of that tragedy type of tone that's in there. Very Unforgiven-esque in a way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And so May 16th is when that's going to come out. And I believe I'm going to go see it. In fact,
Oh boy.
Steve,
Yes, man.
would you like to go see Logan
Oh, I'd love to go.
with your brother?
I would love to go.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because, the wifey went with me, saw it the first time. She's probably not going to be interested in seeing it again. Which, it's time for a little bro time.
Bro date.
So, yeah. Moving right along.
Yes.
Did you ever see the movie Unbreakable?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Unbreakable 2 has been announced,
Okay.
which I'm really pumped about because I don't know about you, but I liked Unbreakable.
Didn't Mr. Glass break at the end?
No.
No.
No, during the film, like he had, a falling episode where like, he did break some bones, that sort of thing. But at the end, no, he like walked away. Like at the end, he had his whole monologue to Bruce Willis's character, just about, how he's like, how Bruce Willis is like the good guy and the antithesis to him, who's the bad guy. And Bruce Willis was just absolutely shocked about just the revelation that Mr. Glass had.
It's been a while. I gotta watch it again. I remember. I do
dude,
remember him
so good.
falling smack dab on his booty,
Yeah.
and I thought, okay, he's done. On to the next villain. Good grief! All I one had to do was fall down.
Well, honestly, that was one of my favorite roles that Samuel L. Jackson had done.
Yeah.
Because typically, I mean, Samuel L. Jackson has his style that permeates a lot of the films, there's nothing wrong with that. Love me some Samuel L. Jackson.
But he's kind of like Samuel L. Jackson and like everything.
Yeah, but in Unbreakable, I didn't think that was the case. Like it was very much a different role for him,
Right?
And I liked the whole fragility aspect to the character, that sort of thing. And but also just you combine that with the kind of frightening intelligence of what classic comic book antagonists would have or villains would have.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that. Both Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson are going to reprise their roles.
Oh.
And I didn't know this, but did you see the movie Split that came out recently?
No.
Okay. So M. Night, yeah, I've given up trying to pronounce it. I know I'm going to just say it wrong. But anyway, apparently Split was actually kind of a pseudo sequel to Unbreakable. Like it's kind of like this ongoing thing. And actually, the sequel of Unbreakable 2, I think he said the title is going to be called Glass. So it's pretty interesting. I never saw Split. Everybody I talked to said actually it was a really good film. But he was talking about how he has had this idea of merging Unbreakable with Split into this Glass thing for 2 decades. I guess it's been kind of like this ongoing thing he's had in his head, and he just hadn't had a chance to get around to it because he had other films he wanted to explore. So the release date for that particular film currently is January 18th of 2019. So it's a little ways off, but we'll definitely have to check that out too. Finally, last but not least, a little article that I found on IGN. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the movie, has already earned
here it comes.
$101 million internationally.
Yeah.
So we're not even counting the good old US of A yet. I mean, that's domestic. When that hits up, I mean, that's crazy. I had no idea that this film had as much appeal or mass appeal as it apparently does.
Doesn't it come out tonight? Isn't there a midnight showing?
Tonight.
Because a friend of mine said on Facebook that he was going to go see it.
I don't know. I want to say no just because the film is supposed to release domestically on May 5th.
Oh.
And they probably will have preview nights on May 3rd and May 4th. But I mean, don't quote that as like the end all be all, because there may be certain special engagements or something like that.
Definitely going to be seeing that one in the theater.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you listened to the soundtrack yet?
No, I purposefully have not. I want to be and surprised, watch the movie, hear the soundtrack, everything for the first time. I don't want to know anything. This is beyond the previews, how it's going to be.
How it's going to be.
How it's going to be. How.
How do you do? So, anyway, that's about all the little cherry picking I did for the various movie headlines and whatnot. I mean, it's pretty lively, I would say. There's quite a bit that's going on.
Well, in a way, for the next couple of years. What about right now? Beyond Guardians of the Galaxy, what's coming up like, later in the year?
Later in the year. Well, the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that might be... When is that? Is that this month or next month?
I don't think it's going to be either.
I'm going to use my good old friend Google and finding out. Google! Let's see here. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Release date, May 26th. So, this month.
There we go. I was wrong.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Now, I'm sitting across from you, so I'm going to breathe that in. Take a drink of water.
How about that? Oh.
Take a drink of water.
Oh, yeah, water. Get my glass here.
Oh, man. Hydrate yourself.
You wish you had some water, don't you? I bet you're real thirsty. I bet you're parched.
Getting a little dry throat action here.
Little cotton mouth.
Yeah. You don't mind if I spit in your water, do you?
Oh. So you said you did see the trailer?
I did.
Oh. What'd you think of the villain?
Well, Russ, that's the thing, because I watched it a couple times. It's been a while. It's been like a couple of months since I've seen it. I don't remember much of the villain. I remember he killed a couple guys and he looked serious, and here's the trailer again. But beyond that, sorry, my thoughts on the villain have escaped me, Russ.
Oh, well, okay. So the guy who plays the villain, his name is Javier Bardem.
Oh, that's right. I'm just kidding.
Don't be dissing Mr. Javier. No, he actually is one of my favorite actors for playing villains. Have you seen No Country for Old Men?
No, I haven't.
Oh. You need to watch that, Steve.
Do you have it?
I will need to check my Blu-ray collection and see if I have it. But even if I don't, I mean, it's probably available on Xbox Marketplace or Netflix, maybe Amazon. I don't know if you have Amazon. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes. Indirectly, I do. Yes.
That sounded like a resounding maybe.
I can get Amazon Prime. I know people who do.
Oh,
and I can watch it over there.
Well, I have Amazon Prime here. So perhaps if you'd like to watch it with your brother for another bro date.
Snap.
Man, I can see a little pattern emerging here. You're welcome to do that. But anyway, he plays just this like deliciously despicable villain in No Country for Old Men. It's really good.
Okay.
How about James Bond? Have you been following the Daniel Craig James Bond?
I did watch, what was it? The one with the... Yes, I have been following the Daniel Craig. I did watch the other one recently. It was, what was the little spidery thing on there? It was Spectre, right? What was it called? Here, I can MDib it for you.
What the heck am I hearing? What in tarnation? Are you hearing this?
I can hear something.
What? I don't know where these come from, Steve. What the?
What in the
who
is going on?
I don't get it. That. Oh no, it's repeating again. I don't know where this is coming from. I think it's Texas. It's starting to come in. I don't know where this is coming from, folks. This is not my fault. We're having some technical difficulties and we're being hacked by rednecks, apparently. I don't want to bring the indoors outdoors. What? Where? I don't know where this is coming from, Stevie. That seriously, I don't know where that came from.
Peculiar.
I have no idea where that came from.
Like, is your phone going off? Because my phone's definitely not going off.
My phone's over there. It's silenced.
I can hear it through like your headphones, but I couldn't hear it. I'm like, what is that coming from? Anyway, back on track. So,
we now return to your regularly scheduled programming.
yeah.
Get out of here, you hillbilly!
Spectre was the last one because that was released in 2015, and I just saw that one not too long ago, and I like that one.
I'm sorry, I have no idea where that came from. That was really funny. Just kind of okay.
Was that an ad that popped up?
I don't know. I had my my Chrome here, and it was just chilling. So maybe. I don't. But there wasn't even anything there. There was no punchline. It was just. Okay. All right.
That's guerrilla marketing right there.
Yes, seriously.
Doing a podcast and someone starts advertising on your live podcast.
Yeah. That.
Man.
I'm a little
Violated.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that. I don't know.
We'll let that one go.
We'll let that one go. Okay. Moving right along. So I did want to mention something that is back in the gaming news that is Blizzard related.
Oh.
So if you recall, you all right?
I'm trying to
You
crack
okay?
my back over here. Okay. Blizzard related.
Blizzard related. So if you recall, the last podcast episode.
No, I don't recall anything of the last podcast.
I didn't think so. You never listened. We talked about how Blizzard announced that Overwatch had 30 million players.
Yeah.
It was 30 million.
Millions.
Millions and millions. Tens of millions. So they came out again recently and talked about how, and I never say this right either. It's either Hearthstone, Hearthstone.
I think it's Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Yeah.
You can do it. Don your Scottish goodness there, Steve.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, something like that. So they came out and they said that Hearthstone has more than 70 million players.
Good gosh.
Yeah. The game had passed 30 million players back in 2015. So in just 2 years' time, less than 2 years, the game has more than doubled its player base. And that's just insane. That was one of the games I have not tried out from Blizzard. I think I'd actually enjoy it, come to think of it, because I really enjoyed.
I'm trying to search for it on the App Store, and I'm not getting any data. Come on, Wi-Fi.
You got to hold your phone a certain way. You got to tilt it.
Oh, like this? Yeah. Tilt it what direction, Russ?
Do a little seance. Just try and get it to work. Anyway, when I was playing Witcher, I really enjoyed Gwent.
The Witcher. I had to do it. Okay, go.
It never gets old. I love that. Anyway, when I played Gwent, as you know, but they don't know, I was just really, really into it. At first I sucked at it terribly. I just lost every Gwent match. I'm like, this sucks. This is stupid. I don't like it.
This sucks. This is stupid. Actually, I did the same thing.
And then finally, I sat down. I'm like, okay, no more pride, no more ego. Teach me. And so I sat down and started watching, and I just got my butt kicked over and over. But I soon to wow. Let's try the grammar again. I tried to get better and better by just trial and error, and pretty soon I figured it out, and now I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. I was actually lucky enough to get onto the Gwent beta testing and have been able to play some of it, but I would like to return to it and continue playing more. But apparently Hearthstone is very similar to that. I think that their gameplay mechanics are a little different than what's going on, but yeah, that is one game that I would like to try out. I definitely like the art style.
Yeah, I've had friends who have played it quite a bit, stayed up late, and they swear by the game, and have actually gotten in trouble at their jobs because of the game.
Uh-oh.
And if I can get any sort of data or Wi-Fi to work on my phone, I could update you with how many people have downloaded it off the App Store. But that's going to be TBD for now. Because all I can tell you is that the phone is loading.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi?
I was connected to Wi-Fi, and then I switched off to LTE data, and nothing changed. So I'm going to go back to Wi-Fi and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that we're going to go ahead and sign off as a result of that, because, you got to have your Wi-Fi. You got to be able to do what you got to do.
If you don't have data, you don't have anything at all.
Anyway, we appreciate you guys tuning back in here. We hope to see you guys again in the very next episode. And until then, happy gaming and goodbye.